Okay folks, welcome along. Today we're going to make just a simple little sculpture, a nice easy one for a beginner. We're going to make a cat, just a little cat. Now what you'll need is, these are relatively easy to come by. These here are French bulls. Now I buy them from charity shops or car boot sales. I pick them up anywhere. A majority of the times they are rusty, but you can brush that out. That will come out with a wire brush. Ball bearings. I get ball bearings from a friend who's an engineer. Here's how I get them. They come like this in massive bearings, and I cut them open, and this here is what you're left with inside. So you could probably buy them new if you really wanted to, if you were going to struggle getting them second hand, but that's where I get them. I get them from old bearing races. So here's some of the things you'll need. Okay, so you'll need 2 ball bearings of similar size, another 2 slightly larger of similar size, 1 smaller than those 2, that sort of size, if you can see that, and you'll need 4 either small pieces of tubing or anything like this sort of shape. You can use nuts if you wanted. Do you have any nuts lying about? This sort of thing here, obviously they would need to be that sort of thickness. There's no measurements, it's just something that sort of size. You could weld some nuts together if you haven't got that sort of size, but that's the sort of size you're looking for. Okay, you're looking for some cutlery. You'll be looking for two spoons and a fork. Now the spoons that you're looking for have to be the pointed type, not the round type. I don't know if you can see that there in the camera. The pointed end, not the round end. That's a whole new animal altogether. So you'll need 2, preferably the similar or the same sort of size, and a fork. It doesn't matter the size of the fork, you'll see as we go along. Okay, you'll need a wire brush, a pair of long nose pliers, and an ordinary pair of pliers. Okay, obviously your welder, a hammer, and of course a few wire brushes. It's a very simple project, very simple indeed. So we'll go through it just stage by stage, and I'll do my best to be clear on what we're doing. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so you'll also need some old nails, maybe around that sort of size. It doesn't really matter, you can go smaller and you can go larger. These are going to be for the whiskers, but you'll see as we go along. You'll also need some more ball bearings. Again, I've got some old ball bearings. These are the kind of things if you break a bearing open, this is what you've got inside. So you just pop these out, you know. So you're gathering, you'll need 12 small ball bearings, all of similar size. Okay, so right, well, let's get started. Okay, first things first, we need to weld these together. So just with a medium setting, you're only putting a tack in here, so it doesn't need to be anything super strong. Okay, that should be plenty. Now what you want to do as you're going along, as you can see, there's quite a bit of rust on these. You're better keeping on top of your wire brushing and remembering every time you do something to wire brush, as it can be very difficult to get into all the gaps and crevices when you start to weld everything together. So as you're going along, constantly keep wire brushing. You can use a wire brush. I've got a wire brush wheel which is off camera, and sometimes I'll use the likes of one of these, which is just an air wire brush. These are quite good. These are really handy. It cuts down a lot of your work, but that's where I started, and these are absolutely fine. Okay, and do the same again for the smaller ones. Again, just a tack. That should be plenty, and clean these off as well. The chrome sort of plated ones tend to be easier to clean than the mild steel ones. As you can see, these are cleaning up fine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the two welds and point them forward. And if you look inside, you're looking for that sort of shape. Sorry. If you're looking for that sort of shape in here. So it's nice and even. When you get those together and they're nice and even, sort of there. You put a weld here and a weld there. You'll see. I'll show you. Putting a weld here and a weld there. You want this even inside. You want this to look like a sort of diamond inside here. Again, just a small tack. And clean up those welds. Okay, sometimes you'll get splatter like this here. You should be able to take a chisel and just chisel that off. If not, you can come in with your grinder. The grinder I use, it's a flat disc. These are fantastic. Obviously I use a cutting disc. These are very fine, very thin slitting discs. I'm not actually sure just how thin they are, but they're very thin slitting discs. These are ideal for getting inside bits and pieces too. Okay, so once you've done that, you're taking your small or smaller ball bearing. Make sure it's clean, no rust on it, and you're turning it round about to the face that has no welds on it, and you're putting it in there, and immediately you can see it's starting to take shape. So you're coming in from the back and you want to weld in through the back. This can be quite difficult to get in and weld the four sort of points that the ball bearings touch. Okay, this is where a smaller nozzle comes in handy rather than a large nozzle, because you can get right inside here. I've only welded 2 points. I think that's enough in here. This is where if you can get a hold of one of these wire brushes here, they're soft, and they'll let you get it right in to bits and pieces right inside here. You just wouldn't get in with that, I don't think anyway. This one here comes in handy to get in inside here. Okay, so we can take our 2 spoons now. Okay, and what you want to do is break off the handles. It should snap off just a couple of bends back and forward, depending on the quality. Again, make sure these are clean, wire brush them if need be. Not too bad. Okay, so what you're looking for, you're looking to try and get them so that they look right. There's no point in doing that. There's no point in doing that. It looks more like a chihuahua. The ears can make or break. So something like that. Something round about there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We'll do one at a time. Just a slight tack, because you can always break it off if you're not happy with it. So just a slight tack to start with. And then mirror that for the other side. So round about, think about there. Again, you can always break it off if you're not happy with it. Change it up. It's just a slight tack, small tack. That's slightly lower than that side, so I can break it off and buff the weld back. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you're happy with it, that's all that matters. I think I'm happy with that. That seems okay. Okay. Now you can give it a heavier tack. And again, clean your welds up. Okay, now the spoon handle you removed, these aren't going to go to waste. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to give it a wee mouth. So just take your pliers. You can do this on a vise if you've got a vise. I'll just do it with the pliers. And what you're doing is you're trying to get a small bend. Just keep putting it up towards the head until you're happy with it. What you want to do is you want to try and bend that round so that you can weld it from the back. And then it's all hidden, all your welds are hidden. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so you're just taking it right round, just bending it all the way around. Again, just keep trying it. It needs to come Needs to be a little tighter. There we go. I'm happy with that. We'll take it from there. I think we'll mark it. Right here. And take your grinder. You can just break it off if you want. Just like that. Bend that in again. About there. Again, just a small tack, just in case you want to change it if you're not happy with it. Just that. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I need it round there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, happy with that. It's better. Okay, that can be welded up. Okay, so we're going to do the eyes now. The eyes can be, you can use either a washer, a coin that you can get a weld on. I know that the UK coppers you can weld because they're magnetic. So I take it there's some steel in there. I don't know. I just know that I can weld these. So I've got these. I found them in a scrapyard. I got a big box of them. So I've got plenty of them. I quite like to use these. So what you're doing is take a pair of snips. You can use a grinder if you want. Take a pair of snips and cut it in half, directly down the middle, as even as you possibly can. Like that. Again, you can do it with a coin, slightly harder, but you can do it. And the same with the washer, if you wanted to use a washer. Okay, now what you're doing, you're taking these and you'll need 2 pairs of pliers or a vise, and you're looking to bend these evenly. Just a nice slight bend, slightly more than that. You want it smooth, a smooth bend. You don't want it pinched. You don't want any hard edges. Maybe slightly more than that. These are going to fold round about the eyes to make the eyelids. So you want them to form and follow the contours of the ball bearing. Slightly more. Yep. Same with this one. Yeah, okay. Now, what I'm going to use for the pupil are tiny small washers. Now, you can weld these in, and if you weld them at the top, just at the top of the eye, you'll see what I'm talking about when I do it. You weld them at the top of the eyelid is then going to come down and cover that up. Can you see that there? Now, depending on what you want to do you want an angry cat, do you want a sad cat, all determines on where you put these eyelids. If I can just show you, hold on a second, I wonder if I can jam it in the vise to let you see. If you can set it in the vise, let you just give you an idea. Yeah, there we go. Hold on. Okay, so where you put the eyelids will determine the expression on the cat's face. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If, for example, we go like that, you get quite a sad cat. If you come down, you get a tired cat. If you do it that way, you get an angry cat. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do. I think we'll do a tired cat, a sleepy little cat. So I'm going to weld, just for the sake of the video, I'm going to weld a bar in and jam that in the vise so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, this is just for, you don't need this. You don't need to weld this in. This is just for the sake of the video. So that's not needed. So, taking your long nose pliers, I'm going to take these small washers and just tack it on the top. Simple as that. And then tap them home. Just be careful not to break off the weld as you hammer home. That was the easy one. Now you need to match the opposite side. Doesn't need to be perfect. It gives it character if it's not 100%. You want it to be quite close. Same again, tap it home. Just take those, if you've got the welds are quite high, just take them down. And again, remember and clean up your welds as you're going along. Okay, so now we're putting on the eyelids, if you can see that there. Okay, so let's see where we are. So you want it sort of over the pupil, but not totally covering it. And again, just a quick tack, you can get it. And the same with the other side. This should be easy for you guys. I'm trying to do this and keep everything in shot, so I'm struggling to see exactly where I am. But yeah, that looks nice, looks okay. So what I would do now is, if you come round the back, tap this home, and just a small tack along the back to hold the eye at the top of the eyelid down. Just a tiny small tack. Just on and off. And again, clean up your welds. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to take the fork now, and this is going to be for the, I know cats don't have hair, but we'll give it a fringe. Give it a nice small fringe. It'll add to it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a caricature, it's a cartoon caricature, so it makes no difference. You decide what you want to do. So if you take the fork and twist it like that, at the same time twisting the pliers down so you're getting an arch. Come right up to the front of the fork, the tip, and just bend it down, maybe slightly more than that. Yeah. Okay. And again, you're taking off the handle. Okay. So what you're looking to do is sort of that. I'm quite happy with that. If you want, you can bring it down a bit more. You can bring these down, do them individually. Just try and keep them round. Very careful you don't end up giving them a flat edge or a flat fold, so it just looks horrible. Just nice smooth curves. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So come around the back again, and again you can weld in between the two spoons. Those are a solid fixing anyway now, so just a small tack, and a small tack. That's all you need. Okay, happy with that. Now we can take off this here, we don't need this anymore. Don't worry about all this, just keep it clean. As I said, always keep your welds clean, because you're going to be covering this up, but you still want it kept clean. Okay, so that round spoon I spoke earlier on about you didn't want, you do want it now. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover all that up with this round spoon. Now as you can see, I don't know if you can see actually, it's rocking back and forward. So what you do, if you cut this off here, or you can bend it in slightly, yeah. Okay. I think we'll cut this off altogether. I'm not happy with that. Again, just as you're going along, you'll come up against things that hold you back slightly. It's up to you, it's entirely up to you. As you're going along, just you make things fit and modify as you're going along. Okay, so this is rocking, so what I wanted to do is put a bend in this way. So we'll jam it in the vise and we'll bend it slightly more. Okay, see, put an extra bend in that, so that fits better for what I'm looking for. That fits nicer in there. Okay, same again, another tack. Slightly stronger this time because this is going to be the fixing for the body. Okay, so the head can be put to the side now and we can work on the body. Okay, so we take our French bull, I think that's what they're called. I'm sure someone will keep me right. I think it's a French bull or a patang. I'm not sure. Anyway, we take that and fit that there. And these are going to be the front legs. So you want those kind of even with the pattern. If you can get a French bull with no pattern, even better. But these are the ones I've got. Again, just a small tack. Happy with that. same around the back. What I tend to do is put something underneath when you're doing the back legs. Bring them, don't put them all the way back, bring them sort of forward. You'll see what I'm talking about once the toes go in. Cats don't have toes, I don't know what I'm talking about here. You know what I mean. Same again, this side. Just looking for it to be as equal as you can. Look down on it, you'll see it better. And there we go. Okay. You don't need to weld these solid just now until you're 100% happy with it. Once you've done these other bits here, I'm not going to say toes again, but the toes. Okay, so you're looking for 3 similar sized, preferably. If they've all come out the one bearing, then they should all be the one size. Again, you can buy ball bearings, you can buy them on eBay, Amazon. I get them free of charge, so there's no point in me buying them. Plus all my stuff is 100% recycled. Okay, so what you're looking to do is this sort of shape. Small triangle. It can be quite hard when you're trying to weld these up, because the ball bearings, when the weld hits it, they tend to bounce all over the place. So just if you can hold them with your fingers as you weld, that helps. Okay, I'll speed this bit up. You don't want to be bored with sitting watching this. Okay, so I've got a selection of 3 different spoons. I'm going to give them a front here. I don't know which one I like. I prefer whether it's the round one or whether it's a slightly pointed one which goes down between his front legs. There we go. This is the one I'm happy with. Yeah, happy with that one. Okay, so again, want to try and hide the weld. So the head's going to go on top of this anyway. So what I'll do is I'll bring that down, yeah, to about there. And I'll just weld that right on top here. Just make sure I'm happy with that. Yeah. A nice solid weld, because the head's going to fit on this, and again you should be able to just break that off. There we go. Just weld that at the back here. Okay. As I said, try and get in the habit of every time you do a weld to take the wire brush. It's easy to forget, but it can be hard to get in. into the nooks and crannies once it's something else has been welded on top. So try and get into that habit. Okay, now so the head's going to go on top here. I'm going to have to cut a section of this off here because it's going to lift the head too high. So I'm going to take that right across there. Yeah, maybe about 10 mil. Now I'm going to take the grinder, I'm just going to arch this slightly. Reason being is because you want it to sort of follow the shape of the ball, the body. Okay. Now it's entirely up to yourself which way. You can have the head sitting straight up. I tend to bring the head forward and give it a tilt. So you can bring the head forward, give it a tilt, or you can have it turned slightly. Again, it's entirely up to you what you want to do. It's your creation. I think I'll have it sort of there. Again, just a small tack to make sure you're happy with where it is, which I'm not. It's leaning too far forward. There we go, right there. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy there. Okay, so now I can give that a weld along the back. There we go. Now you might notice me putting my helmet down and then I seem to weld. I don't advise that for anyone. I'm not looking at the weld, my eyes are closed, but I've been doing this a long time, and it's just something that I've been able to learn, but it's not advisable. It's certainly not advisable, it's not good at all. I'm just getting a bad habit and I need to try and get out of it, but I think I'm too far gone now. Okay, I'm happy with that. So all we've got to do now is the whiskers, which is the nails that I said at the very start, and a tail. Now one of the spoon handles should make a nice tail. Yeah. Okay. Again, we need to shape. What does a cat's tail look like? Sort of curly. I'm not talking about a real cat. I'm talking about an animated sort of cat. Cartoon cat. Again, be very careful that you don't put a flat edge when you're bending these. You want it nice and smooth, nice smooth curves. Not that easy to do with a pair of pliers, but do your best. Again, I've put a slightly flat edge on that. You can try and take it out. happy with that. Just put a slight more bend on the tip of the tail, there we go. What we want to do is, if you can, get the tail to tuck underneath the body so that the weld's out the way and you don't see it. Okay, so that's the tail. Okay, we're looking for some nails now for whiskers. So what sort of size are we going to go? We'll go big whiskers. Yeah, I think we'll go that sort of size. Okay, so we're looking for maybe six of these nails, that sort of size. This was just a box of nails I was given a while back, so yeah, there we go. 6. It'd be a good idea to get these all cleaned off before you go welding these on. Make sure that all the rust, there's any rust on them, oil or grease, get it off before you go welding these on, because these are an absolute nightmare to try and wire brush once they're done. Plus this is going to be a spot weld, not a seam weld, just a spot weld attack, and that's going to be the full strength of these whiskers. Okay, put the helmet on this time. What we'll do is we'll draw where we're going to put them. So it's going to be 3. I think we'll do 1 in here, 1 out here, and 1 out here. Yeah. So the middle one will be closer, and these ones are further out. So the middle one in the sort of close to the mouth. 2 outside, 1 slightly further out. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Happy with that. Okay. Now you could bend these up before you actually weld them. Again, it's entirely up to yourself. I think that's what we'll do. We'll bend them into sort of shape. Give them just a slight bend. Nothing too major. Okay, here we go. Again, it's a tack weld, but it's a long tack weld. It's got to be solid. Good. Okay guys, so again, you do tend to get weld splatter. It's almost impossible not to. I've bought anti-splatter sprays in the past over the years, and I never found them to be any good, to be honest with you. Wire brush and a chisel, that's about the size of it. Okay, so I'll give them a quick clean up, and I'll take a look at the, I think that's finished. Yeah. Okay, nearly finished. I've had a look at it. I think it needs something else here, round about here. So I found myself a teaspoon. I'm going to try bending it through this gap, just under his head. We'll see if that works. Might not. Let's try breaking this off here. We can always get a wee weld underneath. I'm not too sure if I like it now that I've thought about it. Yeah, I think we'll go up in here. I'm going to bend this slightly as it's not following the contours of the front here. Yeah, I think that's actually fine. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get a small weld in behind here. Yep, that should do. That should do. Possibly tap that down. That's fine. Again, I'll need to clean up the weld in here. So there we go, there we have it, the little cap. Now if you wanted, you can do your own thing. I mean, you can, if you really wanted, you could give it a collar. It's entirely up to you, it's your build. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. You could do something else. You could give it a collar and a tag. It's entirely up to you. I'm happy with the way it's turned out. So there we go, guys. That's it. That's him finished. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. Yeah, it's turned out quite nice. Quite happy with that.